Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Oh gosh, dude. Actually, that's what I wanted to bring up because that showed the turns for her in the psyche aspect of it. Yeah, for her psychology. That's when she like changes. Oh, it's so weird. Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Hello and welcome to episode 135 of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the Young Mexican.
And I'm Brian.
So good to see you again, Brian.
Yep, good to see you too. Welcome to our vault for today.
Yeah, welcome to the Jobless Weebs vault.
That's right.
Where the whole experiment we're doing, it's...
Oh yeah.
We'll reserve our comments on that.
Oh, sure.
How are you, Brian?
Doing pretty good. I had a really great week, really quiet week, which I love. I also got into a few more shows or like books along with what we're talking about today. But I just want to mention the light novels that I've been reading. It's called Hello, I'm a Witch, and my crush asked me to make a love potion for him. And that's the whole title.
I mean, that's the whole plot as well.
It is. Oh man, it's hilarious, dude. Yeah, seriously, it's a great one. So freaking funny. So yeah, she's like this young witch. Well, anyway, yeah, the whole plot is there. It's fun. I've been enjoying it. But yeah.
I like when, now light novels, I like when they're unhinged. It's like,
yeah.
What am I going to do a story about? Let's see, I'm going to start with the title. That time I reincarnated into this and became the strongest after defeating the Demon Lord. I can go from there.
Okay. Oh, yep.
Chapter 1. I reincarnated. And
yes. Right.
I mean, you laugh, but a lot of stories have gotten an anime and merged and all that stuff.
And
so
that's true. Yeah, and it does really well. Yeah, those are mine still.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like McDonald's. It might not be good, but it'll sell.
That's right.
And you'll be at 2 a.m. in the drive-thru. Can I have some fries with that, please?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Seriously, we still go for it. Oh, I don't even know why. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I
dare you to ask it again, Brian.
I kind of already know how you're coming.
Yeah, I know. Stuff like... Oh, yeah, like... Added insult to injury, like that I forgot this.
right. Oh gosh.
So this week was not as smooth as the others. Probably life hurt me like, you think you're going good? Well, now you don't. Some stuff I've had some setbacks, and so far everything's still according to plan. It's just it just turned a little rougher. That's about it. Kind of like on the life side, and kind of like on the work side of things, even on the personal side. I got these plans before to finish a lot of maps, and I've noticed for the Beat Saber, and I've noticed that it's a lot harder, especially when I'm playing Battlefield.
Oh yes.
Or other games, or watching what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, I just need a nap.
Yes, I hear you.
But at the same time, I'm like, but I need to finish all of this because that's supposed to be stuff that it's fun for me, and that it's my relax. But it's just making me more tired.
Oh man!
And it's like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no. Take a break.
Like, why was I doing this again? Because this was supposed to be the way that I relax.
Right.
And now I feel like I'm losing hair because of that as well.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
But I was reading some manga. You already heard my complaint of Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
That the anime looks amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old for some genres of anime.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like that's why slice of life is my go-to, because
Oh yes.
I know what
Right.
I'm expecting,
Yeah.
and you know, it delivers that thing that I'm expecting,
Yeah.
and sometimes even more, like some drama, some laughs, and
Oh
that. And
sure.
it's like, yeah, slice of life will never let me
It will
down.
never, because it's always a beautiful side of life.
One of the animes though that
so
the train to the end of the
Yeah.
world. It's one of the
Oh
new animes.
yeah.
Man, I thought that was gonna be like a, you know, like
Uh-huh.
a chill slice of life, and it have some stuff that it's a bit messed up. Like the latest episode from last week, like at the time of that this comes out, was pretty messed up.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
It was like I thought I was going to relax with this one, but it's like I was like,
Right.
okay, what's gonna happen? Like I don't like this.
Man,
And,
okay. Dang. Yeah, we have some surprising ones for this season.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dang, I'll have to
anyways,
I'll have
you know,
to try it out.
today we're not gonna talk about an
yes.
anime.
That's right.
Like if you haven't watched it, we hope that after you finish watching this, you will want to watch it. It's from,
or maybe even before.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
us. Either way.
Yeah, you know, either or. Like we will be covering some slight spoilers.
Yes.
So yeah, be advised if you want to watch this after and maybe join the conversation, or just put like, no, you're lying, something like that. Yeah, that's still good. That's still good. And you know, because this is based off a game. It's a really famous game franchise that was released in 1997. So it's like, dude, more than 20 years.
Right. And the games have just evolved ever since then.
Today's show is called Fallout.
Yep.
It's an Amazon original series from, I think the director is the brother of Christopher Nolan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that guy loves apparently Fallout, so he decided like to make a series. Like, and you know, we cover a little bit of this last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, this series focuses on the game, on one vault, like one of the main characters comes from a vault that was not covered on the games before.
Right. Yeah.
And you know,
so it's a pretty original story where we're not familiar with the things that are going around.
Yeah, and the thing with this is that the series happens a few years, I think like 10 years after Fallout 4, which is the most recent game.
Yeah. Okay.
Fallout tells the story of like a post-apocalyptic, radioactive or like nuclear
ravaged
world.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, I guess, you know, as we start from the beginning, we can also give some little background. So yeah, like the world of Fallout is set kind of like on the the 1950s. You know, right after the invention of the atomic bomb from United States that was supposed to end the war. Well, it didn't. You know, all the history to the past from, you know, 1950 to the past is the same as our current history.
All right.
But after 1950, it diverges. And, you know, so the thing is that
alternate history.
Yes. Yeah. United States came up with this bomb.
Yep.
It was powerful and it kind of ended the war, but then the Russians, they created an even powerful bomb and it worked. So the war continued for the longest time. And, you know, there was a huge war now, like where now it was like United States and the Communist Party, which at some point it became China. They battled against, you know, for resources and they started conquering land. Like United States conquered Canada and Mexico. China started conquering Russia and some other parts of Asia. And you know, now we go to the year 2077, I believe, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 2077, we have a kids' party. and we have a cowboy that he's
yes.
doing his tricks at the kid's party, and you know he's taking pictures with the kid, and they're saying like, "Hey, why don't you make the thumbs up?" And
He's
the guy is like,
he's reluctant.
"Yeah, no, no, no." You know, with the stuff that it's happening, like what stuff? It's like, really, dude, really, and you know,
right. And throughout this, you know, this is supposed to be a party, so like there are like women, they're watching the TV, but it talks about all this bad stuff that's going on. So yeah, it's like everything. All the adults know something a little bit more, but then the children, it's like we're getting this feeling they don't really know what's going on in that regard.
This cowboy guy, his name is Cooper Howard.
Howard Cooper.
His daughter is there and is like, why don't you make the thumbs up? And he's like, he explains what the thumbs up means, you know. And in the game, or like this is in general. This is not a game thing. This is in general. You know, if there's like a nuclear explosion, if you put your thumb, you know, at arm's length, and if the cloud, like the mushroom that it's formed, it's smaller than your thumb, then you're good. If not,
and then you should probably run.
Oh yeah, you should probably still run.
Yeah.
And if not, well, you are within the radius of the blast. And so he tells that, he goes gets a piece of cake, and you know, I want to come to this point later when we cover for this episode. Yeah. But the thing is that the girl is really freaked out because he's like, "Daddy, like, is it your thumb or my thumb?" And you know, lots of bombs are falling. They escape, and that was the end.
Yeah, that was, it blew my mind. I was not expecting that at all. It was crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Now, 200 years later, we have this girl, one of our main characters out of 3.
Right.
Her name is Lucy Mclean. She is living in Vault 33.
Yep.
And, you know, a little more background. There was this company called Vaultec that originated kind of like in the middle of the war. You know, there's some reviews that can provide you a better date. But, you know, kind of like in the middle of the war.
Yeah.
It came out, and they were selling bolts and stuff for the radiation. And they were saying like, yeah, you know what? We have these bolts. And, you know, in the case of a nuclear fallout, you guys will be able to leave, so you can repopulate Earth and stuff. You know, they were selling you life, pretty much.
And so if you buy the product, then you basically have a spot in the vault. And so Vaultec, they provide everything like inside the vaults. And we start to see Lucy hanging out with a couple of people, but they're getting ready for an event, and it's her marriage that's coming up.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, you know what? It's not healthy to be doing stuff between cousins. It's like, whoa, sweet home Alabama.
Okay, yeah. Right, and I was like, what?
yeah, you're like,
I was,
wait, what?
I was hoping it wasn't what I thought, but it was.
It was. They're preparing to, I guess, to find a suitable partner from a vault that is next to hers, that it's Vault 32.
That's right.
And they do open the vault, you know. It so happens that Lucy's dad, it's the leader of the vault, or the overseer. And, you know, they meet the leader of Vault 32. They have their party. They're like, you know, the reception. Lucy takes the guy to the room. They get the stuff done.
Right. And then
And you know,
some crazy things
this
happen right now.
like this what it begins. Like the okie dokie begins here.
That's right. Yep. Okie dokie.
Because you know, like on
Yeah.
on her wedding night, I guess, like the
Right.
dude just, you know, he
Right.
gets rid of unnecessary stuff,
Mhm.
and she's like, okie dokie,
Okie dokie.
and you know, gets
Yeah.
things done,
Uh-huh.
and she starts hearing noises, and she so happens to point out her smartwatch.
Ah, yes, the smartwatch. Dang, like they're so clunky, but they are paramount to the franchise. So her Pip-Boy shows the radiation levels, and she points it at the guy, and he's radiated and toxic. So she concludes, yeah, he's from the surface. So lo and behold, the party and well, the whole marriage is a sham. It was a sham for the beginning because they're all surface dwellers.
Lucy has a brother. The brother, at some point in time, you know, goes to Vault 32, sees a corpse. He freaks out. And also, as he's returning, is when Lucy's also discovering this. Lucy gets into a fight.
Yep.
She managed to, you know, get out of there, but
what a fight!
It's mayhem in Vault 33.
Yeah,
like
people
everyone's
shooting,
people
killing, using
killing.
forks, anything. Lucy even uses a blender against the guy. It's just utter mayhem.
And you know what? I want to start our analysis of Lucy's behavior, because she went to the armory and she chose to grab tranquilizer guns.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, ammunition.
Right.
Because it was an armory. And they showed that they definitely had weapons.
Uh-huh.
But she chose, like, just, you know, to tranquilize them. And she started tranquilizing people. Mm-hmm. She rescued her brother.
Uh-huh.
When
she hides him.
The fiance or the husband arrives again.
Yep.
She's saved by her father.
Yep.
And they go to the entrance, or I guess like the bridge between Vault 33 and Vault 32, where they have some hostages. Yes. And the overseer of Vault 32 gets recognized, which I don't know, call it lazy writing, or maybe, you know, like kind of like a mental fart, because the guy was like, "Oh, I think I know you." And, you know, the overseer from Vault 32 was like, "Everybody knows who I am." And he's like, "Really, dude? Like, you couldn't recognize her earlier? Like, she even told you her name."
Yeah, that was like, pretty dumb. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I thought that was kind of odd too.
Hanks and Sup, taking Lucy away, like she just has her like go into kind of like a storage unit, and he's taken hostage, and, you know, all the hostages are freed. There's an explosion, and before that, the leader of Vault 32, her name is Maldever.
She basically takes the dad away.
Yeah, and she tells Lucy, "You look like your mother."
Yes. Oh, yes.
And Lucy's like, "Where are you taking him? Like, to the real world? You should visit sometime."
Right.
So she leaves. Now, during the aftermath, there's the aftermath of the vault. Oh, yes. But now we go to our second protagonist. His name is Maximus. This guy is being bullied like a lot.
Oh yeah, from the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
Well, he is in the Brotherhood of Steel, but there's a huge pecking order, like hierarchy, and he's basically on the bottom of that.
Oh yeah.
he has to clean out the latrines and do that job. So this other guy constantly bullies him. He has a friend though named Dane.
Dane, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kind of giving a little background on the Brotherhood of Steel. They're not exactly bad guys, but also they're not exactly good guys.
Not exactly good guys, right?
So they're kind of like their motto is we use violence or we use technology to get rid of technology because the technology can be used in a wrong way.
Right.
So that's why we're using it in the wrong way, so nobody else can use it in the wrong way. Which it kind of makes sense, kind of.
Yes.
Like
yes.
after you see how some other factions or vaults live, you're like, okay, at least they're being honest about it.
Oh well, now that you mention it, you have a good point there. Right. They have, of course, the knights who come in every once in a while, and what happens is Dane is chosen to be the squire for Knight Titus, who's coming in, and some crazy things happens here. I was like kind of confused with this particular part. Dane pulls off one of their boots, but then there's a razor in it.
Yeah.
And like Dane's foot is way mangled up.
Oh yeah.
And looking at the razor was on the inside, right? But it was like sticking out like 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Like that. So I was so confused as to, well, anyway, a little bit becomes clear a little bit later, but it made sense to me.
We're gonna be returning a lot.
Oh, we will, yeah, because that develops, because who's responsible? Everybody thinks it's
Maximus, because Maximus go sees Dane and he's like sees the state of Dane's food and he's like, oh
right.
crap, and everyone's looking at it like So
right,
they take
and
him,
then Max is taken in.
And they're like, so why would you hurt some of our brothers of steel? It's like I didn't do it. Like I felt jealous. I wanted something like that to happen, but but that's it. It's like like, is that wrong? And it's like, well, I mean, technically it's wrong, but there's a difference between thinking about it and doing it. So he definitely stopped on the thinking about it, and I was a little annoyed by Maximus because he was this guy. He was really innocent.
Yeah,
he was an innocent guy because he wouldn't hurt anyone. The other thing is like everything remained on his thoughts.
Okay.
That he's like, okay, I want to do this. I would like to do that. Kind of like, I would like to fight back, or I would like to kill this or that. But it was just that. It was no action, and he later developed like an impostor syndrome.
Oh, definitely.
really heavy one.
Oh yes.
But anyways, he says like, you know what? Like,
it's funny.
It's like
because he does become an imposter.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, what a funny guy.
Because he's like, you know what? Like, if you want to kill me, go ahead. I'm happy to give my life for the Brotherhood, and kind of like it kind of touches a favor on the leaders, and they're like, okay, you will be taking Dane's position, and you will be the squire of Knight Titus, and they brand him. They receive their mission, and they go on their mission. Now, on the first episode, at the end, we have our third main character, a freaking god. He's a freaking god.
He basically is, yeah. Yep. He is Ghoul.
The Ghoul.
Oh, yes, he's the Ghoul. He's the Ghoul. So this is quite the introduction for all the characters. This was a epic introduction. We see, I kind of want to cover this part. I know we don't have all the time in the world, but a group of no gooders or whatever, they come over to this grave, and we're like, oh, this is super shady. They dig up the grave, and then they open up the coffin, and the Ghoul steps out, starts talking to them. But they're like, hey, watch out. Like, if he's feral, he'll go after this chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
he sees
Right.
the chicken and like
Sees the chicken.
he
does
even
go
asks them
for
like,
it.
is this what you want to do? Like
Right, he starts. Oh,
like
it's
does that
hilarious.
count? Can I shoot him? He's
Right.
like, shut up.
And he's like, hey, we have a job. And this is going to be the last job because it's like a really nice payout or whatever. And the ghoul, he's not taking any bull crap. He basically tells him, hey, if this is your last job, like, why are you in it at all?
Yeah, like your heart's
like,
not in it.
Yeah. And then, you know, he just mows everybody down. It's such an epic fight. He tells the guy, hey, like, if you're there's like one rule or there's something to remember when you're in this, you take it as it comes. Oh man, that was amazing. And yeah, it's utterly insane. So now he's free.
Yeah, the
He's a
guy who's like,
ghoul.
I'm here for the
And-
fun of it. They're like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, Mr. Psychopath.
right. And wow, what a guy.
You know, something important to tell about like
Oh yes.
the ghouls or these mutants
Oh yes.
is that I don't remember exactly where. It was probably
Yeah.
Fallout 1 or 2.
Hmm.
That so these ghouls are, you know, humans, but they are the radiation doesn't affect them anymore.
Yes.
They have like healing abilities.
Uh-huh.
They have even like bigger strengths,
Yeah.
or like they are stronger.
And longevity too.
Yeah, they, however, do have like a fatal flaw that it's what the people were saying, that they go feral.
Ah yes.
We don't know what are the conditions at this point yet on the series,
Right.
but you know, this guy, he's in his five senses.
Yeah.
So after that, episode 2, we see a lab where a bunch of puppies are being thrown into
Oh yes.
into
Dude.
a furnace.
Dude, I almost turned off the series at this point.
Really?
I was so mad. Right, the incinerator. I was so sad. I got through it though, because you realize, you know, in Fallout, there are not really any good versus bad guys. Everybody's kind of like on the scale of bad.
Pretty much. And the thing that it's interesting about Fallout is that there are no really good factions, and you know, not a lot of things are canon because there are a lot of endings depending on who you decide to side with.
You side with, right? Yeah, in the games it's very different on the gameplay of what choices you make.
And in here, this place is called the Enclave. The Enclave are the bad guys on Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, I think as well. You know, if memory serves me right.
Oh, okay. I played just Fallout 4 myself mostly.
But the Enclave, they are the remnants of pretty much military leaders, like radical military leaders, that they just, for lack of a better word, they want to make America great again. In a very radical way. Like they are a puritist. They believe that only like pure humans with no radiation are the ones who should control the world, and they have the mission to exterminate anything radiation like, be it mutants, be it, you know, humans with radiation, be it, some of the monsters that appear that.
Oh yeah, lots of monsters.
Yeah,
lots of monsters.
You know, we didn't see a lot of.
Yeah,
kind of like
a whole lot of variety.
A lot of
not a whole lot of monsters at all, actually.
From the game, like kind of like at the end, but you know.
Okay.
Like you know the carcass of a dead claw. But
yes.
But yeah. So here's the Enclave, and in the Enclave they also have a lot of good scientists, or like the brightest minds. One of them that was supposed to, you know, throw away one of these puppies.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, so
right.
he kept the dog, raised the dog, and there
Kept
came
it
a point
secret.
that he developed, or I guess he finished developing a
Yes.
new technology.
Yes.
You know, a lot of this world, it's still focused on nuclear energy.
Very much so.
And you know, like even the bolts or like the knights, for example, they work with a fusion core.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is, you know, like a super efficient battery.
Right.
But with this one, it was like a really small, kind of like peel. It was blue one. They don't explain quite there at the moment, but
it is,
you know,
just
for now,
himself.
it's just an energy source.
That's right. So he takes it, and it's the weirdest thing. He puts it in his neck. Like, he injects himself with it. And then people come into his lab or his personal space. I'm not sure. It's like his.
I think it was his office, but yeah,
office,
another.
Okay. Yeah, they come in.
Scientific or researcher.
Yeah, they see.
Gets the gist of it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell on you."
Report on you. Yeah, he's on the phone. But then the scientist.
The dog.
Oh no! Oh yeah. The scientist gets pushed to the ground. The dog comes over and just
leave my friend alone.
Totally, but we aren't shown it. But man, he just wrecks that guy. Oh man. And then, you know, the scientist. Well, he's on the run now. He's a fugitive now, so he leaves. The whole place is going haywire. So he's now on the run, and that's
the picture that we see.
Yes,
that we saw on episode 1. That the people who, you know, who freed the Ghoul or the Brotherhood of Steel sent the knights on a mission for.
Exactly.
Because these guys wanted with all the factions.
Yep.
And now, you know, we get to a point where our 3 protagonists will meet. At a town, because Lucy, after the aftermath, she decides to go look for her dad, and you know, she escapes. And you know, this was the funniest thing, because when she was about to escape, she's like, "Come right here this instant, young lady." Well, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? It's like, are you serious?
Oh yes, actually, yes. There's a huge thing about overseers and the vaults in general with authority. It is really, really telling when Lucy and Norm are kind of similar, actually, as we see later on in the series. But yeah, Lucy, she meets up. Well, she tries still to get help going around trying to find her dad. She asks this shopkeeper. She refuses.
I mean, she calls on her for selling, I guess, tech from Vaultec that she clearly stole.
All right, yeah,
and you know, this is what I want to share, because it's you see Lucy's world right from the beginning. Because like the moment that she shared her bottle of water, and she was like, "Oh, I needed that, but okay, yeah, you can have it. I'm just gonna go." And they're like, "Oh, I see this," and even when the Ghoul arrives, when you know, the professor, or you know, the Enclave Defector, the old man meets Lucy, because he previously met Lucy at some point on her travel, but previously, you know, when they meet at the town, the guy reads her like an open book. He turns like, you know, you come from Vault 33, because I saw that. They do this. They are honest to good guys to a fault, and they will not get anything done. So I recommend you go back home, because this is not a place for you. And you know,
he knows what's up with those 3 vaults for sure.
Yeah, which, you know, it's kind of weird, because he's not from Vaultec.
Right. Ooh, yeah. It is weird. That is a weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this show also has a lot of questions that are left unanswered.
Oh yes, that's right,
And you know, when the ghoul arrives
uh-huh.
and once again makes a big mess.
Oh yeah.
With his rockets that were miniaturized to look like guns.
Right. Oh,
you know that he just blew that dude's leg, and and Lucy on her she was on the shop looking for Maldever's like contact information.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh, you know, she could had everything just to go see Maldever.
Yeah.
But then, you know, her sense of justice kicked in, and she was like, sir, I recognize that you are mad. I don't know why, but you know, violence is not the way. So if you don't stop, I will shoot you with my tranquilizer gun, and don't make me pull the trigger. And you know, and the ghoul is like, huh? Yeah. I mean, everyone is like that. It's like, oh my god,
even
like
the shopkeeper's like how
you dang
idiot.
dwellers.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And you know, the ghoul gives her like a little taste of what this real world is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not listening to you, and I'm also gonna kill you if you don't get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Then we have, at this point, our knight, Thadius, who is now our impostor Thadius.
Yeah.
Because at some point,
certain reasons.
Yeah, at some point, the real Thadius died.
Yeah.
Running like a coward. But you know, this contributed to Maximus' impostor syndrome, that he thought that he could live up to the title, I guess. And he decides to help Lucy, which he is not really good at.
Right. Yes. Yeah. He tries fighting the ghoul, but even the ghoul tells him, "Hey, you're driving that like a shopping cart." That's a funny thing. It's hilarious. So Maximus, he's defeated. He is sent like way out of town. Like I don't know. He's like sent off flying away. And then the ghoul. Oh wait, isn't the ghoul driven off at that point?
Well, the thing is that while he was having his battle with the knight, the shopkeeper brought Lucy and the scientist inside. And the scientist.
Yeah.
They gave him a new food. Terrible. And they, you know,
I can't believe it.
The shopkeeper gave her Maldever's location, and they made their way there. So when the ghoul was done with the knight, they were gone.
Then they were.
And you know,
that's what happened.
The ghoul had the dog.
Yes.
Of the scientist, because he killed the dog, or at least that's what
it seemed like it.
That's what we thought, and then he just scared the dog, and the dog was like, you know, the ghoul was like, okay, yeah, let's go, show me the way.
Right. We go back to Lucy and the scientist. He is at the end of his rope, literally. He already took some cyanide, and he's like, "Hey, like, just take my head, and then you'll be good to go."
Like, this will change the world, and because Lucy was like, okie dokie,
right?
And, you know, again, like a little broken, because it was like a part of her whole self, that was slowly crumbling, because you know, like she had this set of values that at the beginning she said like, oh, I love to do this and this and this with my dad, and her whole goal is to save her dad because her dad taught her to be her. And now she's like, oh, I have to cut this dude's head. Okay, because then she's still like, if you want your dad back, because if Maldever has him, then you will need a bargaining chip. So he's like, yeah, just take my head and and I hope you have a good way there, which we know that doesn't happen because she has. It's because she's just so naive, She sees like a small deer or like a baby deer, and she's like, oh, so cute, and then she turns a little bit, and when she turns, like,
ears dragged away. Oh man.
And instead of like, okay, this seems dangerous, I'm gonna walk away. No, she's like, again, her sense of justice of I'm gonna help that baby deer, and then he gets pulled out by this freaking giant axolotl.
Yeah. Oh gosh, cursed. It's so cursed.
And in the heat of the moment,
right?
While she was trying not to get eaten, the giant axolotl actually takes the head.
Yes.
Which she put a location device on the head, so she know where it is. But that water, it's highly radioactive.
Yeah.
And then our friend the Ghoul gets to her and is like, where's the head? I was like, I lost it. It was like, you did what?
Yeah.
And the next thing that happened, I thought it was interesting. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I really liked it because
okay.
Like my words can be misinterpreted.
Yeah, but when they talk about torture.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, that was interesting because it's like, you know what? A lot of studies shown that when you torture people, they actually don't want to help you. Like, they want to help you even less now because you're harming them. It's like, then what are you doing? It's like,
this isn't torture.
Torture. You're bait.
Dude.
Like,
yes.
The dude's got a point.
Dude, yeah.
Because it's still Lucy.
Right. She sees the world as black and white. A very narrow, well, not even that, a very narrow-minded way of like, if you treat others right.
Yeah, because she even said that, like the golden rule.
Yeah.
It's like, you should treat everyone as you should want everyone to treat you, which, I think that that's a bit wrong. Because it's like, no, like you should treat people how they would like to be treated. Because, and I mean, in like, there's some people that maybe don't align with your values. And you just accept that, and you don't have to respect it. You just have to kind of like acknowledge it, and it's like, but she was more of like you cannot hit me because then I will have to hit you. Because that's what she was saying. Like, oh, if you use violence, I'm gonna have to use violence with my trank gun with you. And from her bold. And even in some episodes in the vault, you see that these people were like, no, we just have to talk because we're all reasonable people, and we can probably teach our prisoners about Shakespeare, perhaps, and understanding, and it's like.
Or calculus even.
Or calculus.
Like, no. Right, and they would think that would be the way to re-educate and also like bring them to the light, and they'll be good people after that. But yeah, as we see, it's a failed system. It doesn't work like that.
It's not like, no, don't do bad things. And it's not like they were expecting like, oh, okay, yeah, I won't do bad things. Like, yeah, right, I'm sorry. It's like, and especially because it was the wasteland. Like at this point, it's like a very like eat or be eaten kind of thing.
Definitely.
So like
Lucy is
when the
learning that.
social rules change so much and
Uh-huh.
circumstances change so much, because back in the ball
Oh yeah.
they were sustainable, with
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they created kind of like this perfect democratic system
Mhm.
where if they say like yes, you're not supposed to do that, then people were not doing it.
Mm.
But at this point, in the outside world, kind of like literally,
Right.
it was like no, it's like if that's my that's my weapon or that's my food. It's like no, that's mine. Okay, I'm gonna kill you for it. And
Right.
Lucy was like, no, I believe that we can all be happy, and don't have this agreement if we just talk it out and evaluate our points of views. And the Ghoul was like, no, honey, like that's not it. Like, you want to talk with that guy? Like, go ahead, talk with him.
Yep.
They fish the monster, but
they do.
But in Lucy's desperation, she grabs the Ghoul's back and breaks some vials that are like medicine for him. So they decide to give up on the search for the head, to send her to a market.
Yep.
And on the way to the market,
part.
we see how Lucy breaks a little more.
Yeah. She tries running away, bites off the finger of the Ghoul. And then in exchange, the Ghoul cuts off her finger like a carrot. Oh my gosh. So
and you also see how Lucy resorts to drink radioactive water.
Yes. So she's now like, the surface world isn't like her world that she's used to.
The next thing that breaks it even more, they find another Ghoul.
Oh yes.
And the Ghoul was going feral, and now you figure like, oh, that stuff that Lucy broke, it's so that they won't go feral. Yeah. And they don't have foods, they don't have provisions. So the dude was like, okay, grab the knife and start making some butt jerky from this guy. So and it also ruined some part of like Lucy's persona, because now she's definitely. Like she's drinking radioactive water, she's eating people. Yeah. Which like at this point, like all the social rules are out of the window, and and it's just like, if you don't want to die before I kill you, right, you will do it, or you like gotta do it.
Yeah, it's wacky.
The Ghoul takes Lucy to the market where there's like a robot. And the robot helps her recover her finger. But then
sews on a new one.
Yeah, she's like, oh man, I thought I was gonna get killed. It's like, no, you're not gonna get killed. Honey, I'm just gonna harvest your organs.
Dude, I like busted out laughing at this part. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this.
Like, I'm not gonna kill you. I just want to take your organs.
Take your organs. Oh, sure. Yes, you could do with that. Okay. Man, and what ensues next? It was hilarious to me, even more. She sees some of the henchmen there, and I want to point out of everyone in the show, this guy, I almost laughed when I saw him, because he's always the one who's like the henchman, or the like one of the guys in the villainous group, but always one of the side characters. The guy's name is Matty Cardaruple. This guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's always in these types of roles.
Yeah,
always,
he was
always,
like,
always,
what did he want? Like the girl, like 50 miles.
We could
Yeah, we can do that.
exactly.
You know, they're just watching
So
cartoons.
funny.
Lucy
always in that role.
manages to
So
hijack her harvesting.
The drone. She goes
and you
back.
know, again, she goes again, like she goes again her moral code.
Yeah, and this is where she's
because she's grabbing the robot. That might be ridiculous. It's like, don't move, or I'll take you. Was like, do what? It's a robot.
It's
we
like,
might as well do that with an air conditioner. No, air conditioner sounds good. We might need that. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, that kind of felt. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'll shoot you then.
Like this is a really messed up chemical. So, Mr. Robot,
tell them what it does.
They're like, okay, and like free everyone, sure, and you know they free all the ghouls. It's like I said, everyone, you don't understand. Like it shoots, and you know, like it breaks more her character because at the beginning it was like just trunk guns, and now she's kind of like attempting to take lives. Mm-hmm. And you know they free the other people, and it turns out that they were feral ghouls.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh crap, I might have made a mistake.
Yep. Dang.
Long story short, those guys are killed.
Right.
They do manage to kill the feral ghouls, except for one that it was a lady that was, you know, kind of like in the limbo.
Yes.
And she was like, Martha. Oh, like Martha.
Mm-hmm. She's like, you know, Martha's coming closer, and you know, Lucy, you know, up to this point, maybe she could still be herself. You know, maybe she could still kind of like hold on to her beliefs or whatnot. Sure, she crumbled like throughout this whole time, gradually, but man, I think this is like, you know, one of the turning points where, you know, like she doesn't know everything. She doesn't know how to live on the surface.
Oh, definitely.
She has to change at this point. Like, yeah, she's a little bit more willing to like live as surface people, but she really has to like.
Yeah. She takes down Martha, and you know all the blood splatters on her face, and she's like.
It's still shocking.
Yes, you know, and the way we see it happening is how, like, during all this time, she was using her Ball 33 suit, and after that, she stopped wearing the full suit. You know, she went kind of like a bit delinquent.
Oh, yep.
Just like half of her suit in there. And, you know, it seems that she still had some sort of moral code, but at this point, it's like, okay, no, like, I still want to talk, but if you don't want to talk, I can still shoot you.
Oh, yes.
So at this point now, she was in a limbo of, like, still being a ball dweller or, like, a wasteland dweller. And, you know, she grabs some of the drugs and gives it to Cooper, who is passed out. And she tells, like, is this what you wanted? Like, here, have it. Like, I'm leaving. And, you know, she goes looking all hardcore.
Yep.
Now, cutting back
to
Mr. Maximus. Yes. After he got his butt kicked, he started to fix his machine. And, you know, at this point, he feels like a knight.
Yeah, he's taking on the persona.
Yeah, he has taken the persona of a knight. He's, you know, all arrogant and, you know, feels powerful.
Right.
Even when he goes...
other people like crap.
Oh, yeah, because even when he
was
when he goes to fix that piece of equipment from his new suit, he's like, here... And
this.
Like after he took his suit, he's like, and if you do it fast, I'll give you another one. It's like, brr.
Oh yes.
And you know, even to the point where he gets beaten down by those hooligans. That he gets beaten to a pulp, but then he still feels, you know, the pride of a knight, and you know,
gets back up.
Yeah, he manages to shake them down. And then he gets summons from from the Brotherhood of Steel, and they're like,
Mhm.
what happened? It's like, oh yeah, my squire died, an honorable and glorious dead, and he's even doing this.
Right.
Like, I shouldn't have said that, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we'll send you a new one. Oh no,
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Oh, it's fine. We have
Won't even cost any resources. And he's like, no. He
Yeah.
just throws it down and crushes his radio.
The new guy that arrives,
Yeah.
it's Thadius. He
Yep.
was one of the guys that was bullying him, and
Yeah.
during their journey on the search for the head.
Oh yes. Yeah, Max he stays in the armor, so he hides his identity from Thaddeus.
Yeah, and Thaddeus just comes clean and tells him like, yeah, he was a good guy, but it was kind of like a rite of passage. Like when I was the newest one, I was being bullied, but then he got here, and he became the bullied,
Yeah.
and it was fun. I just thought that we wanted a new guy to come so he could experiment that as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's I mean,
pretty
it's still messed up, but a little heartwarming,
right. Max is like, oh, buddy, my best friend. No. Oh gosh.
But anyways, they kind of like connect a little bit. He's still a bit distant because he is behaving in the same way that he was treated by Knight Titus. The only difference is that kind of like this guy Thaddeus kind of like not like that knows his place, but he I guess he knows kind of like his place on the hierarchy on this organization.
Yes.
And the problem with Max was that he, it's gonna sound really bad, but it's like he didn't know his place in the organization.
Right.
And he wanted the power, he wanted the kind of like the recognition.
Yes.
And it was the Brotherhood of Steel. It was not like, oh, you seem like a good fella. Like, you work hard.
We'll reward you with power.
Of course, that was not going to happen.
Right.
And, Thaddeus knew about that. So, this is one of kind of like, it was probably my favorite scene when they go to the lake.
Yes.
They're in the water and they're like, I can detect radiation from here. It maybe is like, and they start seeing someone's like, okay, let's go. Like especially because I love that song. The song like in the mood, like because they were running and even Thaddeus was like, he gets pulled by the big axolotl.
Yeah.
And all the little fingers on the mouth just like pulling him. He's like, gotta be out.
Right. And he screams, I pitched. Oh, and that's funny.
They pretty much just choke him, right?
The Axolotl?
Like the giant, like, what was the name of the monster? Glover. I think that's what the Ghoul mentioned.
Okay. Gulper?
Gober.
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like an axolotl, so that's
really does. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the word axolotl is way harder than the actual name of the monster, but
yeah.
But it dies. It throws off the head, and they're like, "We did it, Knight Titus! Yeah, best friends."
Oh gosh, yeah, and they have the head. It's like they're all good. They go over, and things are looking really up for them. Thaddeus is like, hey, like brand me, and we're like really awesome. We're gonna go home. We're gonna get the glory. And even Maximus is kind of like going into it a little bit with like, oh yeah, maybe he's right. And he decides, the stupidest thing ever, he decides to show him his face.
And
he's like, hey, no.
Maximus is like, what the heck are you doing here? Like, I cannot believe I let you brand me. Especially because he was like, are you sure? It hurts a lot. It's like, he screamed a lot.
Right? Oh, what a funny guy.
I mean, that was a big
Jeez
difference,
Louise.
between Maximus and Thadius. Because Maximus was like making himself strong when he was brother, and this guy was like
he stays quiet. Yeah, he. Oh yeah,
But
that's a good point. Huge difference in personality.
Again, it comes again. Maximum was a bit naive because he was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're telling me that I can trust you now with anything." It's like, well, not anything, you idiot.
Right. Yep. And Thaddeus, he basically, he takes back everything. He like starts fighting him, takes the core. And without first.
Maximus stepped on his foot. Like, I should have, I should kill you. Like, well, yeah, you should have killed me. But now, like, he takes the core, and the armor. It's unoperable. And so he just stays frozen, and as he was about to be the little cockroaches.
Oh, you're right.
Dude, man,
that was so
like,
gross.
I don't like cockroaches. Like, I remember, like, the first time that I saw a flying cockroach.
Yeah.
Like, man, I swear,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah, no, I went catatonic for like a good 5 minutes. I was about to kill a cockroach, and then it started flying at me, and I was like, ah! Yeah. Like I screamed just like Thaddeus when he was being branded. And it was like, I just imagine like these giant cockroaches. Just imagine like if they were to happen in real life, it's like, oh my gosh, no,
dude, yeah, I could not handle that. That's so gross.
Maximus get rescued by this hardcore Lucy.
Yep.
And they make a deal. Lucy tells him like, "Hey, I have a location device on the head.
We're gonna go get it.
Help me get it." And he's like, "Okay, can you help me out of here?" Like, yeah, dude, I don't know who I should trust at this point. It's like, she's learning. She's learning. As they were crossing a bridge, it also this is another point where she was still trying to keep her her good morale.
That's true.
Because they were crossing the bridge in opposite sides. Her and Maximus
like,
and two other guys. And
keep
like,
our hands up, and we'll be fine. Right.
And like, okay, yeah, this is doing fine. But the other guys were about to pull up a gun, and Maximus was quick thinking, take both of them down without being grazed by one of the bullets first. Right. And Lucy was like, "What are you doing? Like, we were good." It's like, no, they wanted to kill you because they wanted to eat you.
Yep. And it's like, that was another blow to Lucy's.
Yeah, because at this point, Lucy was also like, "Well, I was eating a dead person, or a dead mutant."
All right.
But they were, I was gonna be practically their lunch because that's their kick.
Right. That's what they like.
And she's to the point of crumbling, but not yet. And not yet because they get to a part where her moral code gets reestablished a little bit more, and you can see it because she starts wearing her full suit again.
All right.
It's when they reach vault number 4.
Yes. And that's right. This kind of reestablishes her mentality. Vault 4 is like a paradise. Everything is great. Everything's fantastic. There's one hiccup. People are a little bit off.
What's an extra nose, Brian?
Oh, man. Or just one eye. This is totally normal. Not if it's in the middle of your face. Oh my gosh. I could not.
Are you being racist, Brian?
No. Oh my gosh. I could not take it. This part I could not take. But yes, everything looks great. Not only just for Lucy though, even for Maximus. Maximus is totally ingrained in this.
Oh yeah. You know, he also like he didn't wear the bald suit, but
not the
he
bald
was
suit.
taking hot showers.
Yeah, he's wearing
eating
a
oysters
robe all the time.
Yeah, he's having the time of his life.
Oh yeah, he's in literally
because Lucy told me like, yeah, there's no war, like everything's happy because she still has this mentality that balls are safe, balls are good because that's what her bald is, which like a look back from Lucy's brother. What was his name again? Norman.
I think just Norm or
Norm.
Well,
Norm.
Yeah, they call him Norm at least. Yeah.
You see him that they're still trying to keep this perfect utopia of like a democratic system, that it's all rigged.
Oh, right.
Because
because Norm, he discovers that all of the overseers are from Vault 31.
Originally, yes.
Originally from the Vault for 31. Be it by whatever means, like being sent over, marriage. I think mostly through marriage. I think.
Yeah, because he goes.
Through the database.
He even goes to explore a little bit of Vault 32, and you see all the corpses that pretty much killed themselves. Yes. Or that were trying to reach Vault 31. And you see that the overseer of Vault 32, he was, being seized.
Yes.
He had like a rope around and he couldn't move, and he was like dead to management.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Betty won the election, even though it was like a perfect democratic or like a campaign of each one of the members of the council.
Right. And then also we see on the vault door between 32 and 31 a message.
Oh, we know the truth.
We know the truth. And so Norm, he knows something's up. He knows something's wrong. He doesn't know why. He knows something bad happened.
Yeah, and the thing with Norm is that he is a coward. He is a very curious coward.
He's a very curious coward, and a bit of and also I thought it was interesting how he was also characterized as being he's a misfit in society.
Oh yeah,
by not really liking any of the jobs he's ever had.
Oh yeah, he's so apathetic.
He's apathetic. And
that's a problem in this perfect society. Because in this perfect society, like everyone has a job and everyone loves that job. Like like Chad. Norm, like Chad, that he loves being the gatekeeper. And once they pretty much fire him from that,
his life is over. He's like, what the heck?
And Norm is like, sure,
right.
He has tried all the ways, all the works, and he's like, you know what? I don't like anything, and I'm still performing. Is that a problem? Yes, it is a problem. How? Why? Show me.
Right.
It is a problem. But the thing is that Lucy never saw that side of her bald, and when she gets into this familiar place, she's like, oh yeah, no, we're safe. We can be here.
The only catch is they can't go into level 12.
Yeah, for plot's sake.
Yes.
She decides to go.
Of course, naturally.
To level 12, and a little flashback that we haven't mentioned it.
Oh yeah.
On the past, on like the well before the bombing, we see the same cowboy doing an ad for Vaultec, presenting Vault 4. And they were like, Vault 4, it's just gonna be
governed by
scientists. You're gonna give them unrestricted power to scientists, and they're researching for ways in how radiation affects
Organisms. People.
But you know, they
That's
just left it at that, at people.
Yep.
And you know, after things go down, when Lucy starts attacking a lot of people from Vault 4 because she goes to level 12.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They show him a videotape, and it's like,
oh yes,
and it's those same people from Vault 4. It's like, yeah, you know what? We were actually experimenting with real people, and I think this goes to show, this just goes to show that giving unrestricted power to scientists might not be the brightest idea, but it's a good thing, right? And you know, they just get eaten by a giant axolotl,
right? Oh my god!
And you know, the bald overseer starts crying. He's like, yeah, that was my great grand uncle from my mom's side, and he was like, oh my god,
great uncle Peter. Oh my gosh, that was so insane. I lost it right here.
Me neither. But I like kind of like a little bit the part where, you know, Lucy says like, you people are crazy.
Oh yeah.
And how they responded, like, and I'm sure that if we go to your vault, we'd say the same.
Yes.
Because you know that is definitely true, you know.
Right.
It's like you can see people and you can tell like, you guys are crazy, and they can look up back at you and it's like, and you're crazy
guys
too.
Are the crazy ones.
And
yeah.
She got in a trial. Take this seriously, Brian.
I'm trying. Right, she goes on a trial.
It's like her punishment. It's being sent out.
It's death by exile.
By exile. And she's like, really?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, aren't you being positive? Like, you're going out there, you're gonna get killed by God knows what.
Immediately. Yeah.
Really? That's so nice of you. Well. We will also give you 2 weeks worth of provisions. Okay. Now, we will have someone to help you carry like everything outside.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, man, like this is one of those like. Have you seen pictures of those like Swiss jail cells that look better than a lot of apartments here in the States?
Oh yes.
It's like probably that's the equivalent of going to jail in Sweden.
Yeah, seriously, 2 weeks on the service.
You know, while all of this was happening, Maximus saw how they were taking Lucy, and you know, he was eating happily, and he was like, "Not with Lucy."
Right. He takes the core.
And like, leave her alone.
He starts
punching everybody, throwing everything,
making a ruckus.
Lucy, wait.
Oh,
they're letting me go.
So funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they leave.
And I like also this scene next, because you know, Lucy tells Maximus, "Hey, you should take that the core and return it. But I need it. Yeah, but I cannot face my dad, knowing that I might have killed an entire population. Because that's not what my dad would have done." So, you know, Maximus is like, okay. And yeah, they just throw it back. Yeah. And people, thank you.
Oh, it's so funny. But now, yes, it establishes that idea.
Let's pause again. Go back to the Ghoul.
Yes.
After the Ghoul received, you know, the drugs from Lucy, he just went again to the market, and he just went on a party like if he was, you know, a guy just discovering that again. And we discover the Ghoul's identity.
Yes.
I mean, maybe you would have noticed before.
For anyone astute may have figured it out by then. But
he is the cowboy that appeared at the beginning, and you know, in some flashbacks. And he's Howard Cooper.
That's right. That's right.
He starts seeing a video. We have a little more background of, pre-war, how he had a wife that was an employee of Vaultec, and how he was not really comfortable with her work. Because, he was a rich actor.
Oh, yes. Very famous, very well known. And a very American type actor, too. Anyway, yeah, very patriotic.
Feo, fuerte, y what was the last one?
Formal?
Formal, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you say, Brian, because I sound really Mexican.
No.
It actually sounds the right way. So,
well, no, you're right. It's this cowboy saying this line.
feo, fuerte, o formal. I have my American accent.
There you go.
Of
You
course.
got it. Yeah, you got it. But yes, yeah. I thought it was very funny. This cowboy saying that line. He's getting a lot of pressure. Well, not really a lot of pressure. He's just getting a lot of offers to also do Vaultec advertisement. But as we go on in this particular part, it develops into him being invited to like another faction who don't like Vaultec, who think Vaultec is basically taking away freedom, taking away rights and stuff.
Yeah. And the leader of this other faction against Vaultec, it's Maldever.
Yep.
And, we go back to the present. He's captured by some sheriff. And long story short, he killed the sheriff. And he's like, I'm looking for Maldever. Where is she? I don't know. We got the tip from someone else. He asked to the President of the United States, or at least self-proclaimed. He goes to see a guy that, this is the thing, that we don't get a lot of information of a lot of these people.
True,
but,
true.
he goes get more information, the location of Maldever, with a guy that was, kind of like scavenging for metals.
Oh, yes.
That he goes to his home, he's like, honey, where are you? Like his daughter, and he was eating, and then he sees the girl, he's like, oh, you thought
oh, yeah. Oh,
nah, I wouldn't do that.
Right. Oh, man, that was such a
But he also got the information of where Maldever is.
Yes.
He left like a good reminder of not following him or take vengeance against him
for the son. Oh yeah,
and
very sad.
And I think we're up to here, right, with everyone.
Yes.
Well, most of it, because after Thadius left, he encountered a shady guy that Maximus saved early in the episodes.
Oh yes, the guy who's suicidal all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a doctor.
Right.
Because he was like, can you help me with that? I was like, yeah, I've seen this condition all the time. I can make something.
Yeah.
And it cures him, and the idiot of Thadius gives him the fusion core.
Yep.
And then he's like, okay, drink this and it will cure you. And the guy gets cured.
Right.
And he's like, oh, great. Yeah, now I can do this, but it's all of this radiation. And the guy says like, well, you don't have to worry about that. Huh?
Yeah.
And he leaves.
And boy.
Yeah, because by the time that Lucy and Maximus meet him, he's at like a radio station calling, for the Brotherhood.
Yep.
And he accidentally
sets off
like a booby trap and gets an arrow across his neck, and he's like, why am I not dead?
Yeah. He pulls it out, and I was like, no way. They even tell him like, hey, don't pull that out. He does it. He pulls it out anyway. And then we see the same thing happen where it starts to heal up and stuff.
I think you're a ghoul. oh no. He's like, I shouldn't have trusted that guy.
The way he says that. Oh no.
He's like,
oh, man.
that got my weekend plans. He's like,
what a funny guy. I thought Thaddeus was a very funny character in that type of light. He runs off. Poor guy. He got screwed over.
yeah, like poor guy, definitely, because Maximus was like, well, give me the head and I'll stop them for you. You really do that for me? You're really nice. And it was like, no.
Right.
I mean,
poor guy.
Yeah, no.
Oh man. So
Maximus ends up, switching the heads. Tells Lucy, go see Maldever, get your dad, and then I'll go for you.
Yes.
And we can be happy at Ball 33. I'm sure.
Right. Right. Maximus, he's like all for it. He goes back to the Brotherhood, and I don't know why he thought this would work.
Right.
He presents the head, and he's called a liar.
Well, the thing is that he didn't know what was in the head. They knew.
That's a good point.
They wanted a head. So that's again him being innocent and a bit naive.
True.
Because he even though he saw Thadius looking for radiation, he pretty much just assumed like, oh well, the head, it's radiation, like, because it's outside, so it must have radiation, but not at that kind of level that they were looking for. Mm-hmm. So he thought like, oh yeah, if I bring another head, it might work the same way. He's like,
fool them.
Yeah, no, you idiot.
Yeah.
So again, he's about to get the pound of his life, because he's like, I didn't believe you then, I don't believe you now.
Yep.
Kill him, boys. He's like, no. I know how to get it. I know where it is. I made it for like. That's why my plan all along.
And that's why I'm here.
He's like, yeah, it's
And Dane steps in too and says, hey, like, don't do it, like, let him live. It's like important for the Brotherhood or something. Yeah,
and Dane says like, yeah, it was me all along. Like when I got injured, it was me.
Yes, that really surprised me a lot. And then later on, it sounds like Dane was the one who did that.
Yeah, because Dane was afraid. And
blew my mind. Which I guess now kind of explains the whole Razor situation, because being the one who did it, what idiot would put
like the moment you put it a little bit, you will feel it.
You would feel it, no matter how fast.
And it's not like you're in a rush and you're like, oh crap.
So, right, exactly. Yeah, like seriously, you would feel it on your toe, and then no matter how far you go up, like your
even at the beginning, instantly you put it like you will pull out.
Oh, yeah, that's your reaction. Yeah, seriously.
Unless the Razor would have been, I guess, more kind of like at the beginning, deeper? Maybe.
Oh.
But no, it was at ankle
right, it was at ankle
level.
See, that's why I was so confused when I first saw that scene. I was so confused. Why the heck did Dane get hurt that badly from that? Oh, anyway, now it kind of makes sense. Still, anyway,
which so he's like, oh yeah, I was afraid of waistline, but you were not afraid to
do that too, right?
Sure,
true, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, Maximus still saying like, yeah, you know what? I met a girl, and we're gonna go to a place where there's no war. And Dane tells him like, there's no such place. No, there's no peace in here. It's like we're in Sparta.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Dane isn't swayed.
They're preparing for the raid.
Yep.
With Maldever's faction. And we cut again back to the past with Howard.
Yes.
After he stuck with young Maldever, or like I guess Maldever of the past,
right.
He starts spying on his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And they are in a meeting. And they show a lot of people from other companies, and you know,
Mm.
this was more like an Easter egg for a fan,
Oh yes.
because they show companies like I don't there was this company that was called
There was
Copco.
Westec. Oh yes.
Copco. He is the creator of New Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, like New Vegas, at
Mhm.
least in the game, didn't suffer any bomb damage at all.
Ah, okay.
So New Vegas is still in pristine conditions because that guy came up with a shield. So like, you know, there was no ball, but you know, it was, you know, like a dome. Like dome. Sorry, it was like a dome,
Yes.
and you know the guy was protecting the city. So the city just continued flourishing for, you know, Vegas stuff for the whole time. But you know, I guess that's just like a cool Easter egg.
Yes. Yeah. And they're talking.
But yeah,
about,
he's spying, and you know, people is telling horrible things on this meeting.
Oh yes, it's like totally totally inhumane stuff. Like who's the guy? Bud. So he's the one who's over Vaultec. He's basically conducting the meeting. Everybody else has concerns, and they're bringing up things like, hey, like who's to say that the vaults are even going to work? Like, why should we listen to you?
Yeah,
why should we invest? Because they're the ones who are investing.
Especially because at this point on history, there were peace talks between communist China and America, and they were like, yeah, you know what? As long as you don't use your nukes, I don't use my nukes. And you know,
de-escalate the situation.
Yeah, they were trying to, you know, get a peaceful resolution, but that was going to be a really bad deal for Vaultec. Because they had money, they had invested money already.
And if a bombing doesn't happen, then no one's going to use the vaults.
Yeah, so you know, all these people are saying all this horrible stuff. Yeah. And the guy is horrified. And then his wife like takes the turn to talk, and he's like, yeah, honey, go get him. Right. And then like she's like, yeah, you know what? I think about my family. And he's like, yeah. Yeah. And you know, war never changed. Like after her speech, pretty much of like war never changes. So let's be the ones to finish the war. So if they don't want to drop the bombs, we will do it. Yes. And you're like, dude,
we cut back to right, and we cut back to Howard Cooper, and he's just sitting there, and he's like getting called and whatnot, but like the ringing in his ears, and it's like it's already dropped and whatnot. Oh man! Yeah, it just
a bomb was dropped, kind of like metaphorically,
right? His own wife. Oh my gosh!
And then a guy that was his big fan comes in. It was like, it was young Hank, Lucy's father.
Oh
and he's like, what the
gosh! And we also see Betty too.
Oh yeah,
in that room, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do see Betty.
Man, I didn't saw her.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
I'll be on the lookout.
We see Betty too, yeah. But yes, Hank, he's there. He's like, you know, reaching out his hand, like asking for an autograph. But yeah, it's Lucy's dad.
Man. Yeah, and so we're reaching to the, you know, the final battle.
Yes.
Where Lucy gets to the observatory. She gives the head to Maldever. Maldever takes the little tic tac, and Maldever tells Lucy, "You know what? You know what this is? This is cold fusion, like limitless energy. We will have it, and you know, Vaultec wanted this, and we cannot activate this until we have a code from one of the employees of Vaultec, who so happens to be here." He's like, "Do you know this guy?" He's like, "Your dad, has he told you where he is from or when more exactly?" And you know, she starts, you know, for plot's sake and not a lot of spoilers, she drops another bomb on Lucy.
Yep.
And this time all of the persona from Lucy now crumbles down. Yeah, it shatters completely.
Yeah.
Cause like you had an episode ago.
Yeah.
Lucy telling her Max,
yeah,
I cannot do this because what will my father say? And then the bomb is dropped, and it's like,
and
well,
Vaultec
dropped the bomb.
She believed in.
Because according to the game lore, there were some vaults that open early, early. And some of the people there started colonizing the world and creating the new Republic of California, Shady Sands.
Yeah.
And they started creating a lot of towns, but Vaultec was like, yeah, no, what's that? You're being happy? You're creating democracy? Yeah. Not on my watch.
Yep.
Because now you notice that freaking Vaultec, they wanted to end. They want them to be the ones to end the war.
Yes.
They wanted them to be the ones to start colonizing this new world with this perfect utopia with
with the people.
Yeah, with their
conditions.
people.
Yeah.
Like they were kind of like brainwashed or something, because the thing is that they had vaults, but if you go a little more to the games, you realize that Vaultec is pretty messed up, and they didn't want all the 122 vaults to be the ones to repopulate the world. They just pretty much wanted just like a certain number of them, and the other ones they wanted they actually didn't care.
Oh yeah.
The cold fusion, it's installed, but the Brotherhood arrives.
Yep.
They start raiding everything, but when they get in the building, they find the Ghoul, and the Ghoul is like, you think you're all powerful with your suits, huh? But let me tell you, like,
I had a suit once. Yeah.
And it had a fatal flaw.
Weakness.
Let's see if they fixed it.
That's
I guess they didn't.
Yeah. He starts to destroy them. And then that's where Maximus starts running. And then this is where everything all comes to a head. Max doesn't know the situation, so he lets out the dad.
Yeah, because the dad is like, I'm his dad, free me.
Lucy is like, no.
Okay.
It was him. And Max is like, what are you talking about? And Lucy insists, Shady Sands. It was him. He's responsible for the bomb and the destruction. Because all the time we see Max, his flashback.
Yeah, his only flashback is always that.
Him at Shady Sands coming out, and his town is destroyed. And then there's a Brotherhood of Steel, and so that's why he joined them. Because it was like the only other thing that was there to latch onto. And dang, the dad, Hank, he takes the armor. And then decks Max after Max goes after him. And this is Lucy's choice now. This whole time she's trying to figure out what's going on, but she's, of course, flabbergasted and disgusted by Hank, by what he's done. And so she's not having anything to do with him anymore. The Ghoul comes up, and then, of course, Hank runs away. And then Lucy and the Ghoul have a little bit of an argument, but basically the Ghoul says, hey, are you coming or not? I'm going to go after him, because he's going to lead us to his leaders.
Because the Ghoul also says, like, the beep is my family.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
right,
because you find it weird, because throughout the whole series, it's like, okay, Howard's wife worked for Vaultec,
right?
But for some reason, when the bombs dropped, he was running away from the bombs, which now we come back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that this happened way after he heard his wife talking about dropping the bomb.
Yes.
That's why he made a weird face. Because he said, like, remember? At the beginning, he said, like, oh, no, honey, it's just fire. And then he saw, like, the bomb. He's like, he kind of like...
Okay.
Because if he was a Vaultec, like,
on.
a relative from a Vaultec employee,
right?
And especially if his wife was aiming to go into one of the good ones,
right?
Why weren't they
already in a vault?
Ooh,
okay. I see what you're saying. Right.
Especially because the wife was the one that proposed the idea to drop the bombs. So that's why when he looked at the bombs, he was like, I can't believe she did it. That's pretty much what he said. Like, I can't believe my wife actually did it.
Okay. Wow. Man, this is all sorts of messed up stuff. Wow.
Yeah, but he makes an allegiance with Lucy. No, without Lucy killing her mother. That was like worse than a ghoul.
Yep.
But yeah, she tried to wake Maximus up, but he didn't come to his senses. So they left. Before kind of like Maximus wakes up and he's just standing there. He honestly has no idea what happened.
Even when Maldever comes over.
Yeah, Maldever comes.
He just stands there.
She activates the city, and Maldever, she's on her last leg, and she actually spots him, and she knows that he's from the Brotherhood. She's like, what do you think that your Brotherhood would do with unlimited energy? Which, it comes again to a point that it's a bit ironic, because the Brotherhood of Steel were against technology. So, again, they were using technology to get rid of technology.
Right.
But it's like, now you have unlimited energy, which is like a pretty good technology. Like, what are you going to use it for?
Civilization.
Like, what are you going to use it for? Like, are you going to destroy it? Are you going to use it? Because that goes like against your principles. But anyways.
But yeah.
Like she passed away.
Yeah.
And he is like, he's clueless. He has no idea. Like, he's like the best representation of the imposter syndrome, because he was like, I don't even know how I got here.
Right. And even Dane comes over and says, like, you killed her, you killed the leader, and Maximus is like, no, I didn't do that. But Dane still
Maximus, he shall be
Knight Maximus.
Oh hell, Knight Maximus.
Right.
Oh hell. And again, he was about to be, kind of like humble, because he had a lot of chances to be true to himself, or have a definitely character development.
Definitely.
But he never had a character development, because after he was being hailed at,
he stays silent.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? Knight Maximus actually sounds pretty good.
Really?
I think he was like, because he was confused. He was like, no, you shouldn't praise me. But then he was like,
interesting. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Fascinating. But yeah, I totally agree. Maximus, he's definitely one of the characters who's maybe a little less driving the plot, but definitely more of the, like, in the right place at the wrong time.
Right. Yeah, because Lucy definitely had a big change, because as she was leaving with Howard, she was like, okie dokie, kind of like, oh man, here we go again.
That was the last okie dokie,
and that was the beginning.
Yep.
Because it's like, this is where everything actually starts. Yep. Like, this is the beginning of the end, I guess.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and she only said okie dokie a handful of times.
And we don't have time to cover all of this, but Norm, he discovered what was in Vault 31. He discovered the secret
Yes.
and he was not allowed to go back.
Right.
Because the thing is that, he could take on a brain, but,
easily.
But probably Betty would have caught on that.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah.
He.
Even if he did go back, but now he's locked in, and then.
Yeah, he decided to go to one of the cryogenic sleep pods.
Okay. Yes.
And like that was the end. And honestly, you know what? For a first season, it left with a lot more questions than answers.
It certainly did. Yep. Ended on a cliffhanger. It's definitely ramping on a season 2. They announced season 2 also. So.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Did, yeah, I saw that a little bit earlier. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, because this one definitely made a huge splash, and I think is getting really good reception.
Oh yeah.
From a lot of people.
Yeah, it is good. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah. It's definitely a fascinating one to give a try.
Yeah. All episodes are all out on Amazon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Keep watching anime or shows, whatever.
Oh, totally. Game adaptations, because we love them for some reason. Oh, yeah.
We'll see you next week. Bye.